like to welcome everybody to the town board meeting, April 9th. Could we all stand? And Nancy is going to read the invocation for us.
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray, as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Call of town board meeting at, what is that, 7:09. Sandy, could you please read the roll?
Councilman Cavaldi.
Present.
Councilwoman Schaefer. Here. Councilman Gray.
Present.
Councilwoman Mora. Here. Supervisor Esposito.
Present. Please note also present is our town attorney, Gerard Parisi. Okay. Privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the course of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments to items of town business. Although there is no official time constraint, speakers should be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There should be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privileges of the floor near the beginning of each meeting. All remarks and questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter into discussion with the person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the portion of the meeting referred to as council member comments. Privilege of the floor is open up at 7:10. Correct me if I'm wrong, it says 7:04. Gerard just corrected me here.
Oh, I need to say one thing. I got a call about the last Princetown county letter. And it seems like there are a couple people in the town that can't understand why there was a reference to the town swimming hole on the bridge. And I think I need to explain the fact, when I first moved here, the old bridge was there. And there was a big, long steel girder that ran under that bridge. And right against it, there was this sluice way that the creek opened up. And most of the summer, that had at least 6 foot of water right up against that. The creek filled it. There really was a town swimming hole. At one time, my son laughing at me. He knows I always have.
I'll snack a shot.
Well, by next week, when the newsletter goes out, the whole town will know that.
Oh, dear. Okay. And when I offer a response to the people that, whose names shall be unmentioned in this, and they ask me if I know anything about the town that needs to be in. I don't expect to open the newsletter and see my name kind of blazing across the front of it. That's the source of the gossip about the town. I really don't want people to know that that's where it comes from. There, I've said my thing for the whole meeting.
Thank you, Martha.
As always.
And thank you, Nancy, for giving the invocation today. Any others?
I swam in that hole, so
Yeah, imagine a lot of old timers.
Thank goodness they didn't have cameras back then.
Probably naked.
I just want to mention that Recycle Day, Earth Day, whatever we want to call it, is coming up on Saturday, April 27th. So I invite residents to come here that Saturday morning after 8 o'clock. And we'll have environmental displays and plant seedlings for residents, trees and bushes, 4 varieties. This is a chance for you to get rid of unwanted junk items, scrap iron, water heaters, wheels, lawnmowers, and also tires, will be accepted for recycling. And we'll also have a couple of environmental organizations here. I think the Cornell Cooperative Extension Center will be here again this year, and a few other environmental organizations. So please come on the 27th, Saturday, April 27th. Thanks, bye.
And David, you got almost the full page of the newsletter. It will be out on time.
Thank you.
We have to vote on it. I can't publish it till we vote on it, so that's why I had to wait until tonight.
Thank you.
But once it gets approved tonight, it'll go to the printer, and I'll make sure that it gets out, prior to the environmental day.
And thank you for the graphics you're putting into that
Okay, no
article.
problem.
Thank you.
Any others? Okay, I guess we'll close the further the floor up at what time is it, right? 7 o'clock, is it? 7:08. Committee reports. Nick, Highway.
No problems with the roads that I know of. The only problem we've been having is trucks coming in here, turning around yet, but I think that the supervisor here and myself might have corrected it. Well, we blocked half the driveway off, And I'm planning on putting 2 more fences up this week, finish that up. But trucks aren't going straight through now, they're turning around in front of here, ruining all our grass and the state trooper barracks. We put a big rock in the corner of the state trooper barracks near the mailbox, so that they can't go in there anymore. So I guess we got it down. So far, it's been good, right, Lou?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna get in here now.
What's it been, 2 weeks since we did that?
Yeah,
Okay,
2 weeks.
that's about it.
Man, all I could do to get bike truck.
That's the only way we can keep them out. We can't have them tearing up the blacktop in front of the town hall, so we had no choice. But Nick brought over his equipment, and we moved the barricades around, and I think we've got the problem solved now. I mean, if they pull into the driveway, they're gonna have to back out. I mean, there's no way they're gonna be able to turn around in here anymore, so.
And also, I think the county, I think you mentioned that last month, they put up a couple signs for us up there,
Yes,
dead end and no trucks. So
Yes.
maybe we got it conquered now, I don't know. That's about it.
any questions for Nick? Okay, thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
Water, George Mead. He's not here, but he gave me his report. Gallons pumped, looks like 2,490,800 gallons per day, 80,340. Performed annual water sanitation survey with Schenectady County Health Department. There was a water leak on the corner of Darrell Road and Pangburn Road fire hydrant. Valve had separated due to bolt corrosion, same problems we've been having. Fire at John Van Wormer's on Settles Hill Road with fire departments using water from town of Princetown hydrant. Bellamy Construction installed 2 new water taps at the corner of Pangburn Road and Giffords Church Road for new housing. Normal monitoring of water quality and usage, telephone calls, office work, plant inspections required, reporting performed. That's George's report. So, That's him. And he's not here to take questions, so. Code enforcement, we've got it from Converini. Total permits 6, permit issues 6, permit fees collected $324, inspections 12, code zoning inspections 1, fire inspections 0, final building inspections 0, certificates of occupancy compliance, financial report March, April, $324, check the supervisor's account 0, checkbook balance as of April 9, 2019, $553.74, activities and zoning, working on complaints as needed, working on planning and zoning as needed, working on permit final inspection as needed, Thomas Verini, building inspector. He's changing his night to Monday nights, is it, Sandy?
Yes,
Because he's going for training for code enforcement?
yes.
Yes, so he's not gonna be here on Tuesdays anymore. He's gonna be here on Monday evenings, and as he's needed on Saturdays. If anybody needs him, he can meet people here on Saturdays, as he has been.
Hey,
Dog ward.
yeah, no calls, no complaints, so it was quiet. And I had the Ag and Markets inspector with the annual inspection, so I met her. I was supposed to meet her here, but she couldn't find it, so we went over to McDonald's, met her over there. So she went over everything, everything's good. So, that's about it.
Okay. Any questions for Ben?
No.
All right, we don't have a report from the court tonight, and we don't have anything from the assessor. Buildings and grounds, we completed the LED lighting, and there's a couple more lights, I should say, that have to be done over the state police barracks. All of the LED lighting has been placed in the town hall, in the parking lot, in the roadway. I think we're gonna go back to the old lights on the roadway. They're gonna retrofit them with LED lights. I guess they don't look as nice as the old ones, so we do we kept the old ones, and they're gonna be retrofitted with LED lights. Other than that, everything else has been quiet. We do have the estimates to do away with the meter. We have 2 separate meters, one for the roadway and the gazebo, and one for the town hall. We're proposing that we eliminate that one out there, since the LED lighting is not going to use hardly anything, and it's a waste to have an extra meter out there, and run the line into the town hall, and it'll all be on one meter. So we'll only have one bill instead of 2. There was nothing else going on. All the lights, as you can see at night, the state police building is really lit up now. If anybody's been by there at night, you can see it, so. And I'm planning on, since our parking lot lights only shine down, I've got an estimate over here too, to put 3 of those lights that are on the state police building on the front of the building over here, so that when there's meetings at night, there will be some lighting over here in the parking lot. It's gonna be up to the town board if they want to approve it, and if you're gonna have to add more estimates, it's gonna be up to it, and see what our procurement policy is. Other than that, I don't know if there's any other questions for me. Okay, one other thing, I'm sure everybody's read in the paper that the county purchased the land next to us, Lewandowski's land. That was up for sale for a good many years. They're going to use the back of the sheriff's department for more parking and dog kennels. I don't know what dog kennels they're talking about. And the rest of the property we've been talking about for recreational use. So, which is a good thing now that there won't be anybody, other buildings going up next to us over here. And the county owns it now, so we'll be working with the county to see what they want to do with it as far as recreational use. Okay, any other questions for me? No? All right, move right along here then. Public hearing. public hearing to allow comments regarding the proposed amended comprehensive plan dated February 7, 2019. We'll open up the public hearing at 7:16. Anybody wants a copy of the comprehensive plan? It's available at our town clerk's office. And we have some copies here if somebody would like it. I don't know, Dave, did you want a copy of it?
I have a copy.
You do. If anybody else wants a copy, and if there's any questions about it, we have two of the members that were on the comprehensive plan here. I'm sure that they could answer any questions if anybody has any questions on it. Dave?
I didn't know the public hearing was tonight on this comprehensive plan, and I'm totally unprepared to comment on it tonight. I'd like to make comments on it, but I just didn't know the public hearing was coming up at this date. How was it publicized? I wonder.
It was in the paper.
In the newspaper. Well,
And it was announced at the last meeting, too.
Yeah, I don't take the paper. Yeah. So I would like to provide comments, but not tonight.
Well, we're not prepared to vote on it because we haven't gotten approval from the county yet on it. So I suppose we can keep the public hearing open until the next meeting if we have to. Can we do that? Right?
Okay.
We're not prepared to vote on it. We have to get it back from the county, and it takes 30 days, and it didn't come back yet. So we're not prepared to vote on it tonight, but we will be voting on it next meeting, but we can hold the public hearing open if you'd like to comment on it then.
At the next town board meeting, I could comment on it?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
yes. It's always in the paper when we have a public hearing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any others? I'd just like to thank the committee that worked on the comprehensive plan. I know they put a lot of time into it, and I'd like to thank them for all of the work they did on it, too. No others? Well, then we'll close the public hearing up at 7:19.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be open.
Oh, okay.
Meeting minutes. It is hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of March 12, 2019 regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavaldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Lead agency declaration. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Princetown hereby declares the town as lead agency under 6 NYCRR Part 617 seeker on the proposed amendment to the town Princetown Comprehensive Plan dated February 7, 2019. For discussion?
Just what does that mean?
Just for the, some municipalities gotta be in charge of declaring whether it's, has any environmental impact. So that's who the lead agency is, and typically there's nobody else involved, so the board would be the, and at the next meeting, you'll likely pass a negative declaration that it has no significant environmental impacts.
Okay. Thank you for explaining.
Any others?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavaldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Establish position for building, grounds, and maintenance worker. Let me explain this. I've given this a lot of thought. Everybody knows that that hiring contractors now is very expensive because of the prevailing wage that we have to go through. So anytime we have some work that has to be done over the state police building, we have some painting that's gotta be done. We've gotta do painting on the inside of the town hall here, fix this problem with this leak over here. We've got the roof at the pump station on Gifford Church Road has to be done, has to be replaced. We did get an insurance check for $4,600. I think the town board has it. Got a copy of that, correct? Everybody has a copy of it, what we received to replace it and to replace shingles on here. In order to keep our costs down, I think it's time that we hire somebody on a will-call basis who's employed by the town. In other words, he's only going to be part-time when he's needed to do the repairs that have to be done, minor repairs if there's a plumbing problem, if there's a painting, like I said, and there's some carpenter work that has to be done over to the state police building and around here that has to be done. So, and we're only going to use them as needed. In other words, on a will-call basis when he has to come in, and mainly to save the town money, because the town, we really can't afford to keep hiring contractors to come in with this prevailing wage that the state says that we have to do all the time, and it is really, really too costly. I don't see how we can continue to get work done when we have to pay that kind of wages. So, but if we hire somebody and he's employed by the town, and we pay his compensation when he's working, his disability, he's an employee of the town, and he can perform these duties, I think it's the way to go. I don't know, I'll open it up for discussion.
Well, just on this subject, I would like to discuss it a little bit. And for those who know, and some of you don't know, but Lou is, as supervisor, is here on almost a daily basis in town. He's here a lot. He does a lot of these little odd jobs himself, which is really, the reality is this. I mean, if Lou were to decide at some point he no longer wanted to be supervisor, the next supervisor simply, unless they're retired and skilled in all these areas, they're not going to be able to do that. Lou does an awful lot for this town, unsung and unseen, as does his wife. And, you know, I think this is a great idea. It's just an awful lot on him, and that'll at least relieve him a little bit. He gets called all the time from the state police, whatever. He has to run over here. He's fixing toilets. He's doing stuff like that. Nobody knows about that. I do, because I know he's here. I'm here myself sometimes when he's here. So really, no other supervisor is going to do that. I know I certainly would not be willing to come in as much as Lou does to do all these kinds of things, and most people would. So having somebody that we can depend on, having somebody that we can call once in a while is going to go a long way to helping relieve Lou a little bit of what he's doing, which at this point is really excessive for the amount that, you know, he does an awful lot for this town, and I'm glad we're doing that. I think it'd be a great idea.
Well, for example, over here, to get these outside lights done and the roadway lights done, well, not the roadway, but the outside lighting over the state police barracks, it was after I told the electrical contractor it had to be prevailing wage, it was another $800 on top of the bill. Because that's state law. We can't get around this. You know, we have to follow the mandates of the state. There's no getting around that. That's what we have to do. We're fortunate over here that we have somebody like Nick who brings his equipment in to come over here and do these things. Just what we did over here the other day. I mean, that's quite a cost savings. So, and he donates his equipment. So I think that's the way to go. We do have somebody in mind. I know everybody knows who it is, and he is a carpenter, and he can perform all these duties. He's been around this building since it was built, and he's been around the state police building, so he knows it in and out. There's carpenter work to be done over there. They want some counters moved in their processing room, and he was over there looking at it, and he said he can do it very easily, and I know he can, and he can do these repairs in here. start painting the inside of the building and sprucing it up. It hasn't been done since the building was built. I think it was 2001, if I'm not mistaken, when the building was erected, so. I think that it's the way to go now, and
And he's done a lot for us, by the way, gratis as well. When we get in a pinch, we need something tacked up or installed, we give him a call, and he comes over, and he put the mailbox in.
yes.
Yes, things like that, so.
Who is it?
Doug Thorpe.
Oh, I had no
Can I
idea.
say that? Is
Yeah,
that
sure.
yeah, Doug Thorpe? You know, he's done a lot for us. I mean,
We haven't hired him yet. We're just, this is only to establish the position. We haven't talked about a salary. That would be, I talked with him about it, and he said he would accept. But he has to know what, we haven't discussed any salary, what it would be, what his hourly rate would be. This is only to establish the position, am I correct?
Yeah, if you want to discuss salary, you should probably go executive session.
Yeah, and he's not here, and we haven't even discussed it with him yet, so.
Unless there's further discussion, I'll make the motion happily, because I think this is a great idea, and it's actually gonna save us a ton of money in the long run because of this prevailing wage business. So I'll make the motion that we, in fact, create that position.
Is there a second?
I'll second. I think it's a good idea too.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Sorry about it. I don't know, I mean, we don't really have much to go on yet. I mean, we haven't just come up with a salary or anything.
This is only to create the
It's just to
position,
create
not
the position.
not for the salary or hiring of them. This is only to create a position.
If we can't meet his salary requirements, it's all moot. It's not gonna, well, it would be moot with him. We could pursue someone else. But,
Okay.
you know,
Yes.
we haven't created this salary yet.
Wait, Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Okay, appoint groundskeeper. Is hereby resolved the town board approves All-American seal coating and lawn care to mow the town hall and state police barrack lawns for the 2019 season. Total mowing fee not to exceed $135 per location. Discussion? This is the outfit that took over after the lawnmower went down, our large lawnmower. Pardon?
Just clarification, 135 per location, what locations are we?
State police.
It's just the state police?
No, what are we paying, Sandy? It's $135
For town hall and
and the state police.
and 135 for the state police.
Each.
So it was 270 total, yeah.
Per mow?
Yeah.
And that was the other gentleman that we used to do it. He's not doing it anymore.
We don't have to worry about the lawnmower breaking down. George is using that one now. I don't know what the cost was to repair that one. I think it was about $400, wasn't it, Sandy?
I think so, yeah.
Or more. George is using it up to the, which will last probably a long time because he doesn't have that much mowing with it. But we don't have to worry about it anymore, and he comes in and does it as it's needed. And he lives in town too, everybody knows. I don't know if they know him, he lives over on Darrell Road.
So he's not necessarily gonna mow it like every
No, as needed.
as needed, yeah.
No. Usually I end up calling him when it's needed. You know, he doesn't come over on his own.
And he brings
I
his
call
own
him and tell him
equipment.
it's stuff. Did you make the motion, somebody?
I'll
Is
make
there,
a motion if there's no other discussion.
is there a second?
I'll say.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. All right, I don't know what our, forgot our, what our procurement policy is as far as that, getting 2 more estimates, but it's, you have the estimates in front of you for the, Sandy, you handed out the estimates, didn't you?
Yes.
Everybody's got the estimates for the parking lot lights, to convert it over. I'm thinking over here where I'm gonna have to get 2 more estimates, because if I'm not mistaken, it was, here it is. That was, yeah, I'm gonna have to get two more estimates. It's $1,900 to do that. And it's $11.50 to do the outside parking lot, to add 3 more. So I'm gonna have to get 2 more estimates. And this is a prevailing wage again. So this is an estimate that's quite high, and this is not counting that Nick has gotta dig the trench. For the cable.
That's no problem. I wanted to add what Jim was saying about the supervisor here is, every time I worked on the fence, I got on my phone and gave him a call. And he was here waiting for me, which he will be this week. Right?
Yeah.
We got 2 more sections to put up, you know. We've been waiting all winter for the weather to break.
I think we're gonna have to table this one though, because of, I've gotta get 2 more estimates, am I correct?
I don't know the procurement policy.
I thought the procurement I thought it wasn't it $4,000? I can't remember now. I don't remember.
I thought it was $1,000.
Was it $1,000? Oh, well,
It's
then we would definitely,
$1,000.
yeah. It's 1,000, we're gonna have to get.
I'm gonna have to get 2 more estimates.
I mean, 3,000 seems like it would go with that.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2 different estimates, so 2 different jobs. We're gonna have to table that one. General fund claims. It is hereby resolved that the town board approves claims number 61 through number 81 in the amount of $14,191.77. Discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Yeah. Sandy?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Water funds claim. It is hereby resolved the town board approves claims number 28 through number 36 in the amount of $7,375.10. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Trust agency fund claim. It is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 2 in the amount of $435 for the Pattersonville Solar Project engineering fees pertaining to the planning board. Discussion?
The only discussion I have is we get paid back for this, correct?
You never spend any money. It's
Yeah.
paid by the contractor.
Yeah, it's paid by them, so, okay. So this is just. I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Susan already said she did.
Oh.
You just come here, huh? You're too quiet. Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Okay, the Princetown newsletter, according to a resolution that was years back, the newsletter has to be approved by the town board before it goes to press. Jim, if you want to discuss it or all, since you-
Yeah, it's, you all have a copy, and hopefully it's very short, you got a chance to scan it, there's nothing, the newsletter is not political in any way, shape, or form, it never is. It basically is strictly about our little town. Martha has a lovely memoir in there this month, and we appreciate her writing that for us. We also have stuff about Recycle Day. We have stuff about the New York Senior Athletic Activity Day. So it's nothing controversial. Just everybody kind of looks forward to getting it twice a year, I hope.
Everybody want to take a minute to look it over?
I'm fine with it.
I'm good with it. I looked it over earlier.
The only change this year in the permanent part of that is with Councilman Gray and our highway superintendent, I did put asterisks after their names indicating that, for instance, Nick Mora is a Purple Heart Korean veteran, and Doug is a Vietnam veteran. So that's the only change on the parts of this newsletter are permanent. They're always it's always the same. And that's the only change that I made this month.
Everybody good with the newsletter as it's written?
Yes.
Yes.
Sue?
Yep.
Is there a motion to accept the newsletter as it's written so it can go to publication?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoni,
I'll abstain as editor.
Councilwoman Schaefer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora,
Yes.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito.
Yes. One other thing. Did you talk to Anthony Torrey?
Yes.
Did you want to comment on it? He's having this seniors
Yeah,
day?
it's actually in the newsletter. I snuck it in. I had to steal a little bit of space from Princetown Recycle Day, sorry. But I did sneak that in there. Empire State Senior Games are going to be held this summer, June 8th through 15th. There will be a little blurb in the newsletter. If you'd like to participate, I would recommend, it's hard to read, so I put the website in the newsletter. I would go on the website and get your information directly from that. Or, as Lou said, I guess Anthony Torrey is involved. You could probably reach him. I didn't put his contact info in here because I hadn't spoken to him about whether or not that would be okay, and I don't want to put anybody's stuff in here unless I talk to them, which I didn't. And I'm up against it tomorrow. This is going to print, so. But you can go on the website and find out anything you want to do. If there's anybody here that has so much extra energy that they would like to join the senior Empire State Senior Games, I probably will not be there.
He sent me an email a week or so ago asking if he could place a poster in the town hall. And I told him yes. I didn't see any problem with it. I don't know, have you gone in to see her yet, Sandy?
Yes.
And the poster's up?
Yes.
So, and he wanted to know if he could put it in the newsletter and we could announce it tonight. So, it is in the newsletter, Jim did put it in, so. Okay. Council members' comments? Discussion? Sue?
I'm good.
Jim?
Good.
I'm good.
I'd like to know why the former judge is doing what he's doing to Michelle Van Wert, the judge we have now. I want to know why she has to hire a lawyer for what's the nonsense that Judge Miller, ex-Judge Miller, is doing to create a problem together.
That I don't know why he's doing it, Doug, but I don't know if we can really discuss that at the town board meeting, what the legal ramifications of it are. I don't know why he's doing it. So,
I mean, I don't even have anything in front of me, nor is it anything in front of the board, so I wouldn't even know what to comment on it at this point.
Okay, fine. But I just don't understand. He's starting this stuff again? Is that what's happening?
He has created some kind of yeah, I guess I don't know if he's filed a suit or what he's done, but he has
She had to
taken
hire a
some
lawyer.
action, yeah, where she had to hire an attorney to defend her.
Is it
Same-
appropriate for me to
Same
ask the
story
question?
that he does, okay? Gotta make an issue. Everything is running good in this town. It's perfect. Everything is good. Now they're starting again.
Is it appropriate for me to ask as a town member, are there any restrictions or guidelines as to what our comments are to be politically in this town?
Well,
I know you can't control what the average citizen has to say, but when they, in a public manner, sometimes, in fact, with written material, is there some sort of a control or at least a guideline that people have to adhere to when they take upon themselves these campaigns?
Well, there's, in front of the board, things are supposed to not, it's supposed to stick to the topics of business in front of the town board, not politics. This is something outside of the town board that's apparently been filed, but I don't know if it's some sort of complaint, but I mean, everybody has a right to file a complaint against anybody they want, probably.
So there is a format that you can, in fact, formally file a complaint.
I'm guessing that's what was done, not with this board, but it's probably the.
It hasn't been done against the town board. It hasn't been anything against the town board.
Well, you talked about filing a complaint. A complaint would be filed before the town, or with the town.
No.
I think it's personal with I don't even know what's going on, but it sounds like it's a personal thing outside of the town. Is that correct?
Okay, a reference was made to filing a complaint, and I'm just...
I think that rather than
Yeah,
it was a
with
law,
each
I think it
other.
might have been a suit, actually, was it a law? And basically, you could sue a ham sandwich if you want, if
Yep.
that's your decision that you want to do that. I mean, unfortunately,
You can.
that's the reality of it.
That's a good clarification. Thank you.
That's not against the town board at all. It's not against the town.
It's
It's,
against
it's against,
saying that she's not,
It's a town board member, so it's
No, she's a judge, she's
part
our
of the
judge.
judicial system.
out of it, oh,
Lou?
We've got nothing to do with the,
judge.
you know, like when it was done before, something else was done. And it shouldn't have been done, but I don't want to get into that right now either. But it was, it's got nothing, it's got nothing to do with the town board at this point. Because no complaint's been filed against the town board. There's no Article 78 that's been filed against the town board. It's strictly to the Office of Court Administration. Yeah. Went to the Office of Court Administration.
No one's contacted me.
No. No.
Well, Bob Myers visited me the other day. He was a supervisor at the time, and he was being harassed the same way. He was with the town board at the time, correct? Being supervisor, and I don't think anything was brought up at the town board to protect him. Did they?
No, that was against the town board, what you're talking about there, but this has got nothing to do with the town board.
No, I realize that.
Yeah. This has got to do with
With person.
with them, and I don't even know what it's all about, other than brief conversation I've had. You know, and that's all I know about it. And like I said, the attorney our town attorney hasn't been contacted on anything, so
Mhm.
hopefully everything will work itself out. And it'll go away.
The good Lord will take care of it.
Melanie had something.
I'm so sorry. I know there's no public comment. It's actually about the buildings and grounds position that you voted on tonight. You know, you guys are aware we had that position in town?
Yes, as a, yeah, it was one I heard what we had.
But before that. In 2011, it's actually in the budget that there's a buildings and grounds personal service. My guess is that you voted on this tonight because it has to be sent to civil service and made a position.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct, Charlie? Yeah. I would take a look back and see, because I think we already have the position. Once you create a position, does it actually go away?
If it's taken off of the
budget line does
It-
it go
I don't
away,
think it's
or?
in the budget line.
I
That's what I'm
just,
saying,
I,
so if it's not there, is that why?
it's right, it's actually in the 2011 budget line as buildings and grounds personal service. So I would just check
I remember that.
before you go and reinvent the wheel and go through the whole process. I would just check and look and see, because it might actually still be a position here, and you might not have to go through all that again. Just letting you know.
You keep saying the 2011 budget, was it carried over in the subsequent budgets, or do you know?
I just have it pulled up in front of me. I don't know when they got rid of it, but I know that it was a position,
I don't
and
see
actually
it in
in this
here.
budget, it was $2,000 a year, and it was George Mead. I don't know if
George
Harry,
Meade was the one.
George Mead was our buildings and grounds person.
Yes, we did eliminate that.
But it might actually still be a position with civil service. You might not have to go through the whole process is all I'm. Just because you don't use the position, I don't know, you might just be able to reinstate and not have to go through the whole thing
We probably have to
again.
do that in order to create the budget line again for it.
Well, the mechanics of it, of the budget is
Yeah.
different, because we're gonna be paying him on an hourly basis as needed.
But it
So-
doesn't really matter, I don't think, because you're creating a position. So when you create a position, it has to go to civil service has to approve it, and then it comes back to the town to say, yes, this is a position. Gerard, am I correct or not? I think the position's already here, so I don't think you have to go through all of that. And you're welcome to go through all of it if you want, but I'm just trying to save you a little effort if you don't have to do
had
it.
that position.
It doesn't matter if it's hourly, per diem, whatever, when civil service creates a position, it's kind of already.
Right, but I think we have to do that just in order to put it back into our budget line. We probably don't have to create the position, but we'd have to have it to vote it into.
But I think it's already here, that's what I'm saying.
We don't have it in the budget.
You can add it, right. But I think it sounds to me like what you did tonight was creating the position, which then next you send to civil service. I'm just bringing it up because it was already there and you might want to just investigate it before you go through it all.
Gerard, check it too, thank you.
And our attorney's gonna check on it, but it's not in the budget anymore.
No, it's not. But. Right.
We shall check on it. Okay, is there anything else? Jim, you don't have anything?
No, I'm set.
Doug, you're all set? Nick, you're all set? I've got nothing, so, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Oh, wait a second,
Oh.
wait a second. You know, I never read our town clerk's report. Sorry, Sandy. And you give it to me all the time. Let me read Sandy's report over here. Let's see, dog license, female sprayed 7, male neutered 8, male unneutered 1, $49, $56, $13 for a subtotal of $118. And total non-local revenues, $18. Total state, county, and local revenues, tags and market, $136. Is there a discussion on that? Okay, now, is there a motion to adjourn?
I made it.
And I seconded.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman McBride?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Thank you all for coming.